Hi, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to edit the file for the Eras Party invitations. This will be the same across the poster and any of the other items like the ticket and things like that. So as you can see here, I've got this insert image here in all of these, just to keep it as a placeholder and to keep the duotone. And then I have this silhouette in the middle here. So if your image, if you can have a look here, there's a few white gaps. If your image sits over the top of like all of these boxes like that, these are easily moved around. So you can move them and adjust them to suit the way that your cutout image sits over the top of them if you don't want the white gaps there. You can also move the stars, the butterflies, and patch up little holes and things like that if you wish to do that. Otherwise, you could just leave it as it is. You can always make the silhouette a little bit bigger, or you can flip it. There's always another way that you can change those things around. Then you can just maybe move this star and put it down here, and put another little one there. Completely up to you. Okay, so let's get started. What you need to do first is to upload your images. Now, I've already uploaded my images in here. Basically, I've just gone to the upload files, and you can click on that. It will bring you to this screen. You just select all of the files off your desktop and click open. Or another way you can do it is you just go to your desktop, grab the images you want, pull it back over here, and it says drop files to upload. So I've already uploaded mine because it would take a little while, but that is the quick and easy way to do that. Okay, once you're here, basically I just want to drop my images in. Let's start with dropping the images into the small boxes. So just drop them all in first. It may take a while for some of the filters to apply to your photo. So I'm just going to drop them all in first because I think that's the easiest way to do it. And then I will go to, let me see. Let's go to baby. So as you can see, it wants to go in some of the other boxes. Just keep hovering over until it goes into the box that you want it to go in. So you can see here it wants to go into that box, and then it wants to go into the whole thing, into the background. Yeah, I found a little spot there for it to go in. Okay, let's put the ballerina in here. Let's put the little girl in here. Let's put this one over here. And then lastly, we will grab this one and put her in here. Okay, so as you can see, some of them are all, not looking like you can see them properly, like this girl's face is cut off. We're going to adjust those in a minute, but I think it's important to put the center one in first, and then that way you can adjust the images around that center image depending on the pose. Now, I would advise that you use an image of a girl or a boy on a plain background, maybe a plain white wall or some sort of plain wall. It makes the AI programs, it helps them cut the image out a lot easier. Okay, if you don't have a Canva Pro account, that is totally fine. You can actually do this easily. You just need to use a background remover from the web. So you can just Google free background remover, but one I used to like to use is the Adobe Express background remover. It's really quick and easy. Basically, you just grab your image, you drag it onto this box here, it removes the background, and then you download it as a PNG file, and then you can just put that straight into Canva. So you click on download here, it's going to download that to your desktop. You don't have to worry about anything further in Adobe Express. So we're going to go back to our file here, and as you can see, I've already uploaded it into my uploads, but you could also click on upload files or drag it over the same way as we did the other images. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to grab this and hover over here. It's going to put it into this box, and it's also going to apply the filter straight away. If you wanted to do it, if you had a pro account and you wanted to do it with Canva's background remover, you can click on the image, you can go to edit image, background remover. It's going to remove the background there, as you can see. The only thing is, for some reason, it won't pop it into the box that I've already done. So you're actually going to have to change the filters yourself. So basically you need to resize it, you need to position it and move it backwards. So you keep going backwards, backwards, backwards until you get behind all of those images. And then you can go to edit image. You need to go down to the filters and go down to one of these mono filters, and you can change it to whichever filter you prefer. So that's the way to do it with a Canva Pro account. But I don't think it's necessary. I think it's probably easier to do it outside of Canva using Adobe Express or any other background remover program that you like to use, and then just dropping it in because the filter's already on the image. Okay, I'm going to delete that. Now, what we need to do is adjust these. So you can see the girl's got her head tilted a little bit, you know, to the left, to my left. And so what I want to do is position these images, enlarge some of them and move it around the boxes. So if you double click on each box, you can adjust the size of them, move them around, and then so it's quite easy to do. You go ahead and do it for all of them. As you can see, this one here needs to be flipped because I want the girl to, or the baby to sit the other way so we can see her face. Maybe enlarge it a little bit, move it around. There you go, you can see more of her face there. Same with this girl here. Enlarge her a little bit, move her down so she's not covered up by the girl. Move this girl down too. This one here. This one needs enlarging quite a bit. We've got the number 10 here. My daughter, that's her favourite number. I know Taylor's is 13, so she liked to have the number there just as her favourite number. Okay, this little girl here. So you can keep that or you can delete it. And then this one needs to be moved around here. Okay. And then once you've done that, you can also bring this in here. It will apply the filter and then you just move the girl around in the box. You can move some of the images or the stars depending on how the girl sits in there. Just when you're changing on the text, make sure that you change all the details. So you'll need to change up here on the back, the date, and then throughout the text here, there is a little bit of like the child's name. So we've got an Elise in here, and then in the song here, we've changed the words to "You belong with me" to "You belong at her party," and there's some of her name in here as well. So those sorts of things you will need to change. Once you've done that, you can go. I would go to up to print with Canva, even if you're printing it from home, because this will show you. It'll do a check on the images and make sure all the images are fine for printing, that they're not, the resolution's not too low. So if you want to print through Canva, that's also fine too. You can just fill out these little bits here, choose your type of paper, one's thicker than the other. Come down, you can choose how many cards that you want and also whether you want envelopes included in your order. But even if you are not going through there, I would go to continue here. And then this is where you need to check. So one of the alerts it's giving me here is adjust edges for printing. I've just put a white box here because I didn't want this grey page to come out over this page here. So that's not, you don't need to worry about that because white doesn't get printed anyway. So it's just giving you an alert on that. And then the font sizes, it's telling you that some of these fonts might be a little bit small. However, I printed this out. I think it's fine. If you would like to change the size of it, then you're more than welcome to, adjust the size. Basically, you just click on it, you go up here and change the size. That's all the alerts that we've got for the whole invitation. However, if you get one in here that refers to an image, then you're going to need to change that image because it's telling you that the file size is too small, and there's a danger of when you're printing it, it's going to look a little bit pixelated or blurry because it's not big enough. Okay, once you have no alerts here about the images, then if you're printing through Canva, you add to cart. If you're not, you could probably close that, and we're going to go up to share. So we'll go share, download. I want to change this to PDF print. Okay, you need to include crop marks and bleed. So if you're printing this at home, if you're printing this through a copy center like Officeworks or something like that, where they just print copies off for you, then you will need to print it, like save a PDF this way. And also if you are sending it off to like a professional printer to print, then same sort of thing. They will need these crop marks and bleed. That will just show them where the edges of the file is. Now these at home are small enough to be printed back to back on an A4 sheet of paper. So if you've got the free version, you'll only be able to download it for in RGB. If you're sending this off to a printer or a copy center, just let them know that, and they'll be able to convert it to CMYK for printing. It's pretty easy for them to do. If you have the pro version, you can actually already do it in CMYK and then download it. So click on download, and then once that's downloaded, you can then print these off. Now, if you're printing them at home, I would go and buy some cardboard, like some A4 sheets of cardboard. That is roughly about a 300 GSM thickness, and make sure you print them with a nice paper back to back. So I'm not sure if you'd have a laser printer or an inkjet printer. Both of them would be perfectly fine. And then you just put it in. Once it comes out, you flip it over and then put it through your printer again. Or if your printer prints back to back, that's even easier. But once it's printed, you put a ruler down these lines and basically use a blade or something like that to cut the edges off, and they'll all be finished for you. But they're the trim marks for anybody that is doing it at home. Okay, so if you have any other questions about that, please don't hesitate to contact me. The quickest way for me to reply would be through the Etsy app. I'm happy to help you, or you can email me at missgcreative@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the party.